All right, welcome to the broadcast, everybody. So we're doing another training today on eBay's What's Popular tool, which I'm a big fan of, and I hope you are too. You know, we only did a training about this a couple weeks ago, maybe, as a training to help you guys understand how this software works, and it really works well. I want to talk more about it today, just to make sure everybody's really comfortable with it. Out of curiosity, how many of you guys have had a chance to use the What's Popular tool? I should probably just poll you. That would probably be easier. In fact, let me do that. Don't answer. Don't answer that in chat. Let me poll us. Who here has used? Actually, let me word it this way. eBay's Data Labs Popular tool. I have used it a bunch, but not used it. I don't know what it is. How about that? Okay, that's going to be our survey there. Let me save this and send it out to you guys. Launch poll. Okay, there you go. Answer for me. eBay's Data Labs Popular tool. Select one of the following. I have used it a bunch. I have heard of it but not used it. I don't know what it is. Don't be bashful. If you don't know what it is, that's fine. Numbers are coming in quickly. 80% of you have voted. 90%, 92, 96. There's probably like one of you who haven't voted at this point. 100%. I love it. We never get to 100%. That's great. All right, let me close the poll. Share the results with you guys. Here's about where we're at, so you can see what group you fit into. 15% of you, only 15% of you have used it a bunch. It's not a lot, but that's okay. Half of you have heard of it but not used it, and then about a third of you don't know what it is. Well, for the third of you who don't know what it is, let me explain what it is. Here, let me share my screen again. There you go. Back to the tool right here. Let me send the link out to everybody. Whoops. Actually, let me just put it in one of these word counter. Hold on. Got to delete this out. Okay. There you go. That's the web address right there. Let me zoom in a bit. If you all want to copy that down, http://datalabs.ebay.com/popular.html. I'll send out the link to everybody too through chat. Yeah, you guys getting that? You writing it down? I'll give you just another minute. So let me tell you about this tool. I love it, by the way. eBay's got this research department who is constantly like researching their own data, researching the marketplace and other marketplaces. They've got this whole research department side of their company that produces this really great data. This little tool was created to gain some insight into what customers are buying right now, what's trendy. Literally right now, the data is so fresh that you can see within the last hour what people have been purchasing within the last day or within the last month. I'm assuming everybody has this, so I'm going to go back over to the tool here. Let's look at it again. Here's where you filter. So let me just circle right here. We can circle, whoops, grab my pen, within the last hour. So that's currently what's filtering. And you'll notice right here, it says next refresh every 60 seconds. So it's on a countdown timer. So within the last hour, it updates every single minute for for real-time results, which is pretty cool. We can filter it to the last day or the last week to see what items are top sellers on eBay. I'm not going to go through the basics of the tool because we did that last time, and I've already got a training for that ready for you guys if you want to see it. I'm more interested in just showing you how intuitively I might use this tool to find stuff to sell. So let's do a little bit of that. I'll just kind of share with you my thought process as I'm kind of looking for items to sell and how I would use this tool to help me out. All right. From those of you guys who have used it though, any questions or comments you want to make, or even from those of you guys who haven't used it, I'm curious if you have any general questions about the tool before I start talking at you again. I'll give you a sec to comment. I know there wasn't a huge group of you who used it a lot, so there may not be a lot of questions about it. But can I suggest if you are one of those people that are like, I have no idea what to sell. I don't understand, what's trendy in the marketplace right now. Maybe you're not a big consumer yourself, and so I feel a little like that in some ways. I could tell you all about what kids like right now because I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Kids that are more like toddler age, but I couldn't tell you what a 12-year-old boy would want, not unless I was using a tool like this. Um, Peter asks, is there a way to see online all the features Data Labs has? There is. I believe it's, I think it's datalabs.ebay.com. Let me just check real quick. Yeah. datalabs.ebay.com. You can kind of see all the things they do. Actually, no, that takes you just to this screen right here. Let me find it for you. eBay Data Labs. Here's their Twitter account. Yeah, they've got. I can't remember what their website is right off the top of my head, Peter. This is their two main tools right here: the what's it's worth and the what's popular. That's datalabs.ebay.com. But they have like this other research division. So I'll find that and I'll be able to share that with you guys later. I can usually find. Okay, I'm not going to give up that easily. I can usually find it just right away. Here we go. Yeah, sorry, it's labs.ebay.com. That's what it is. Labs.ebay.com. Peter, if you're interested in looking at more of their stuff. eBay research. Okay. All right, so guys, real quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I want to show you what I would do if I were you right now. And I was like, I have no idea what to list to sell. How would I go about using this tool? Well, there's two things I would do right off the bat. Okay, number one, I'd simply just ask myself, what strategy am I trying to sell with? Am I doing retail drop shipping, wholesale drop shipping, right? Am I doing some form of drop shipping, or am I carrying my own inventory? If I'm doing my own inventory, let me show you how I would go about using this tool for that. Okay, so first of all, I kind of like this within the last hour, what's been selling. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately mitigate anything that has this little logo next to it. Now, I explained this in the last training, guys, but why am I not paying much mind to this? eBay deals. I know that's small on your screen. Why is that not as relevant? Because I look at this, I see iTunes gift card, I see a men's hair loss product, some shoes, silver bars, and then a prepaid cell phone. You guys realize eBay deals is something that eBay promotes pretty aggressively, right? I don't remember how much I talked about this last time, but I'll show you what the site looks like or the page looks like. It's called deals.ebay.com, and they promote this stuff like crazy. It's one of their popular pages on their site, and so whatever eBay chooses to put on this page, it actually sells like crazy. So it doesn't necessarily mean the item is very popular. It just means that it was featured on the eBay deals section, and therefore it artificially shows a lot of popularity when in fact to the general public it may not be that popular. It was just a cheap deal that eBay put up. Does that make sense? So this is their deals section on their site, deals.ebay.com. We should talk about that more another time. But for that reason, any of the stuff that says eBay deals, I don't really look at it too closely, okay? So the first one that doesn't here is a men's leather wallet. Interesting. I'm going to make a note of that. And I'm also going to note they're selling it for $350. Okay, I could click on this listing. They've had 20 buyers in the last hour, and I'm going to be willing to bet it's out of China. And sure enough, I know this is kind of hard to see for you guys, but it says that it is in fact out of China. Now talk to me about that for just a second, guys. You see this? This is a Chinese seller. Is it difficult for us to compete with Chinese prices? Seems like kind of a silly question, right? I think every product-based business probably feels like it is. And why are Chinese prices so cheap? Labor, right? I think labor laws in China are insane. I think they're extremely loose. There's no such thing as a minimum wage. In America, because there's minimum wage and there's payroll taxes, uh, employing someone to stand on your assembly line and make product in America costs more. That's why people outsource their manufacturing to other countries, including China. Labor is cheap, therefore they can really cut down on the cost of making a product and sell it for cheaper. I mean, literally, they're selling a legit leather wallet for $3.50. Here's the problem with this leather wallet. While the price may seem very attractive, and it is, I'll bet the shipping time isn't great. So if I come down here and look at their policies and their shipping, here's pictures of the leather wallet. It's a nice looking wallet. See if we can find their shipping information. Here you go. Shipping. If I'm in America and I'm buying, it's going to take how long for me to get my product? You guys see that? 15 to 25 days to get my product. How many of you would actually find that as an acceptable shipping time if you're buying online? I'll bet not a lot of you, right? I certainly wouldn't. In a day and age where Amazon Prime exists and many Americans are getting their products in a couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days, that kind of shipping time is often not acceptable. And so, therefore, if I were able to find this same black leather wallet and I had it stocked here in America, either I was shipping it or I had a supplier shipping it, I could command a much higher price than $3.50. So if I'm looking to maybe carry some of this inventory myself, I might hop onto AliExpress, type in black leather wallet, and do a search. and just see what kind of leather wallets I can find. I'm going to filter this search by price low to high. And I'm going to see if I can find a cheap, legit black leather wallet. Here's one right here. It's a black leather wallet. Here's another black leather wallet. These are $2.87 a piece and free shipping. Okay. There's some branded wallets here, which would be cool to sell. Why can't I sell those wallets, guys? Why would it be a bad idea to buy a Denver Nuggets wallet or a San Antonio Spurs wallet or a New Jersey Nets or a Brooklyn Nets wallet? Licensing, good. Cindy, you're all over that. Licensing is the issue. We're not licensed to buy this kind of stuff. Just because it's offered to us out of China doesn't mean we should buy it. So we really need to be looking for more of a generic black wallet. Right, and there's lots of good ones. We've already seen a bunch, right? Here's one right here. $2.87. It's not very much, but I know they're in demand, and that's the point of this tool. If I go back to my what's popular tool, I mean, they've sold a whole bunch of them, right? Where'd the wallet go? Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. 19 buyers in the last hour. Okay, clearly people are buying these wallets, right? So I know they're in demand. If I could bring those over at a cost from a supplier like AliExpress, for example, $287 a piece. They have some bulk pricing. They offer 2% off 3 pieces or more. So I could buy 5, 6 of these. And I know I could at least break even on them because look, people are buying them from Chinese sellers for $349. I'm at least going to be able to do that. My guess is I could sell these for at least 12, 13, 14 bucks a piece. The same exact kind of wallet that these guys are selling. Why? Because I'm an American seller and I can promise people that I'm going to get it to them in, 3, 4, 5 days. 5 times quicker than somebody out of China can do it. Now, yeah, that's a good point, Cindy. AliExpress is going to take some time to ship it to me, sure. If I place an order on those wallets today, I might not get those wallets for, a week or whatever. Or no, sorry, not a week. I meant to say a month. But that's fine. I'll wait a month. Wallets aren't in season. It's not wallet season right now, right? I'll wait 30 days and get these and I'll mark them up and I'll sell them for 12, 13, 14, 15 bucks a piece. And I will sell them. And I'll make 8, 9 bucks a piece. Now again, that doesn't sound like anything big, right? That doesn't get anybody excited around here. But still, that's just an example. I can do this with higher priced items. So that's my thought process when I'm thinking about my own inventory and carrying inventory. I know a lot of you guys are just interested in drop shipping, and that's fine. But for those of you who are interested in carrying some inventory, that should be your thought process right there. There's some bedding that's selling right there. You've got chargers. You've got a shoe selling. Okay, now that's just for the last hour. Let's look at something that's a bit more consistent, maybe for the last month. Or I'm sorry, last week. In the last week, what's been most popular? Some luggage right here. I could certainly look at luggage, although I don't particularly want to carry inventory on luggage. This is interesting. Women's handbags. A little set of women's handbags. These are out of China as well, for $7, and a lot of these have been selling. Are there handbag opportunities out of China? For sure. Right? I could type in leather women's handbag. And I can find some pretty darn good deals. I'm gonna do this low to high again so I can see the cheapest stuff first. And you're getting these smaller handbags for 2 or 3 bucks a piece. Sell them for 20, 15, 20 bucks. right? Some of these aren't bad looking bags either. Like this right here, right? Colorful, simple, kind of trendy. I could get that for $3. I could probably sell that for 20. Legit leather crossbody bag, right? So I'm telling you right now, the whole point of this tool, let's go back to our popular tool. The whole point of this is to give you some insight into what people are buying right now. You don't have to guess at it. You can know what they're buying on eBay. If I'm in more of the I don't want to buy my own inventory, but rather I want to do retail drop shipping, you should look at the things that come up here, but not as specifics. So, for example, I'm looking in the last week. Check out all these recliner like patio chairs that are selling. 6,321. That's pretty insane, right? If I'm doing retail drop shipping, I'm immediately looking for um, patio recliner chairs. I'm hopping on to google.com/shopping. I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to Sears, I'm going to Amazon, and I'm looking for what's out there for those. And I'm going to start listing some because clearly they're selling, right? Fitbits are selling real well. Here's why I don't like the Fitbit as much as I like a recliner chair. Fitbits are brand specific, right? In fact, my wife just got one recently, um, and they're an electronic item, really. And electronics are very price driven. And so if you're doing drop shipping with this, I don't think we could find it for a lot cheaper than $99.99 off of eBay. And so I think it would be difficult to compete, right? So I don't like branded stuff as much. I want more of the generic stuff. So a luggage set for $80, 1,700 buyers. This particular style, it's a Tom's women's shoe. Okay, I could find that style, maybe not necessarily Tom's, and maybe make some money off of it. Clearly, handbags are selling. Right, this is just to kind of give me a general idea. Have you noticed all of the cell phone stuff that's showing up? Cases and covers and cell phone accessories. That's a huge market. Check out this watch right here for $2. You know what's funny about this watch? 719 buyers. I'll bet it's a Chinese seller because it's $2. It's a pretty nice looking watch for $2, right? I'm right. It is a Chinese seller. We can see that right here. I'll bet we could find this on AliExpress. Quartz luxury men's watch, maybe. Price low to high. See if we can find the same watch. And even if it's not the exact same, if we find something similar, I'd be shocked if we can't find the same one though. Oh, come on. You gotta be here somewhere. Not seeing it. Boy, there's some that look close though, don't they? Not the exact one, but look at the prices on these. $1.50 for these watches. I mean, $1.50 is not much for a watch. Here's the nice looking one for $1.50. But you know what? As nice as these look, if I were carrying a little inventory, right, for $2 a piece, I could sell these for 15, $20 on eBay as an American seller because I'm offering slower shipping or faster shipping. I can't find that exact one, but I'm finding stuff that's close. I'll bet if I kept looking, I'm not going to waste your guys' time. If I kept looking through here, I could probably find it. Oh, did I pass it? Oh, I passed it. Whoops. You guys have better eyes than I do. It's Friday. You have to give me a break. All right, let's look down. Anyway, If you say I passed it. Well, how much was it anyway? Do you guys see how much it costs? Had to be cheaper than $1.50 though, because that's where I'm at right now. Oh, $1.09? Is that what you saw, Lawrence? Wow. See, there you go. You're getting it for $1.09. It's selling for $2 here and free shipping. By virtue of the fact I would have it in America and could ship it in 3 days. Seriously, I think $15 I could probably do. So it's kind of cool, right? And look, guys, I've made part of my living off of selling cheaper stuff, which I like anyway when I'm doing my own inventory. I love the idea that I can take minimal risk, buy something that only costs $1, and have the potential of making $8 or $9 on it after all the fees are said and done. That to me is exciting because if I can replicate that over and over again, um, you're actually making some decent money. And these types of smaller things or these types of cheaper things are always smaller, so they're easy to carry some inventory on. But that's not necessarily the point of today's discussion. I just want you guys to understand how to use this tool for A, your own inventory, and for B, coming up with ideas for retail drop shipping and wholesale drop shipping. Keep in mind that it's not just the top sold that you can look at. You can look at top watched and top viewed, in addition to looking at items in different categories. Okay. If I look in the baby category, I can see what types of very specific niche baby products are selling well. Um, and then I can go look to find retailers and suppliers that I can get my hands on the same stuff. This is supposed to be trend analysis. This is real time. We're not guessing, data driven stuff that'll help us make good decisions about the business. All right. Okay, I think I've given you enough with that, guys. I'm not going to lecture you anymore on how to use this tool. Next time I ask, I really want that percentage to change. Instead of 12% of you guys are using it a lot, let's see 50, 60%, right? I want to see you guys actually using this to come up with what's good. So instead of feeling like you're using the shotgun approach where you're just guessing at stuff all the time, you've got real data to back up your decisions. The Google search I mentioned, Peter, is this one right here. It's called google.com/shopping. Great way just to quickly search and find suppliers in the retail space for different products. google.com/shopping. All right. Well, thanks for coming along, guys. I hope this was helpful and enlightening. Have a great week with your businesses, and we'll see you next Friday for some more eBay training. Thanks again, guys.